What is up, guys and girls? My name is WoodyH. Welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies video. Today we're going to be talking about the Gorod Krovi Ending Cutscene, and more specifically, highlighting why exactly there are 3 souls entering or released from the summoning key. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about this. Why? Oh no, Richtofen didn't collect his soul. I actually think that there is a very valid point that we are all missing right now, and today I've created a theory and I'm going to be explaining it to you. So leave in the comments whether you think this is a legitimate or plausible explanation, and it could actually be very fitting. Well, I think it's very fitting as well. So here's what I have come up with. So obviously, we know that we've gone around in the story arc for Black Ops 3, collecting the souls of the characters' 1.0 versions. We have Richtofen, supposedly, right? We have Richtofen, supposedly, from the Giant. We have Tank Dempsey in Da Eisendrache. We then have Takio, Zetsubo no Shima. And finally, Nikolai 1.0 from Gorod Krovi. Now, at the end of the Gorod Krovi cutscene, we see 3 souls being released, and people have said, oh no, where is Richtofen? And obviously, where is the Shadow Man as well? Because he was also encased within the summoning key. So people have sort of concluded that actually Richtofen never claimed his soul once he shot his 1.0 version, and therefore making Richtofen betray the 1.0 characters. He wasn't the one that went up. He sort of said, alright guys, this is you going, see you later, 1.0 versions, that's you done, out the way, I'm fine, you guys are screwed. That's what people are thinking, and I just want to put this into context, what the summoning key really does. Summoning keys, as explained by Edward Richtofen in Da Eisendrache, preserves souls. Once the body is dead, the soul can be encased and it is preserved. So, let's look at this realistically. If Richtofen was to kill his 1.0 version and not pick up the soul, that forever is lost. His body is dead, his soul is gone. It's gone. It's nowhere to be found. Therefore, it would have meant that he would have killed himself for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Now, say for example, the Shadow Man was also in the summoning key and he wasn't released. That then tells us that actually he is able to control which souls are released. He didn't release the Shadow Man, therefore he also didn't release Edward Richtofen 1.0. So we now have the conclusion that actually, well, maybe he didn't release his soul along with the Shadow Man. Maybe he just kept them inside and he released the 3 other characters. Let's talk about something in terms of including Dr. Maxis. Now, I want to go back in a bit of time to Buried. We did the Buried Easter egg. If you complete the Maxis side, then he says this: regretfully, I must inform you that neither the Earth nor its people will survive. Maxis betrays the characters in Buried. He sets them up at the start and he says, okay guys, right, you have to do this. We cannot let Richtofen control anything. You guys have to listen to me. You have to light the beacon in Buried. They light the beacon and then he laughs in their face, right? So then we go to Richtofen's memories video and we get a very important quote. Richtofen says, he thinks I do not know, but I do. The blood will protect me. He knows that something isn't quite right, and therefore, that's why I say that the reason Richtofen is almost hiding the fact that he has his soul is because he doesn't want Maxis to know. He doesn't want Maxis to know that his soul is preserved, because, like I said before, if his soul isn't preserved, that body is dead. It's gone forever. It is very important that Maxis does not know that he has his soul preserved, because if he betrays Richtofen and kills him, that's him dead forever. So if Richtofen has his 1.0, he has that as an insurance policy, and Maxis may not know that. So here we have Edward Richtofen planning for the betrayal. Edward Richtofen feels that Dr. Maxis is going to betray him, so he does all of these activities before the characters are able to communicate successfully with Maxis. We know this because Maxis tells the characters that they need to carry out the tasks to light the beacon, therefore allowing them to communicate to each other. Before this, there was no way for a two-way conversation, a two-way communication, therefore what Richtofen did could be unheard. So Maxis not knowing where or when they are was a perfect opportunity for him to plan for this activity. Let me know what you think about this. Do you also feel that Edward Richtofen is planning for Maxis to betray him and setting up an insurance policy, setting up a safety net so that when it does happen, Richtofen can attack back? Or do you think it's something else? Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you guys have a fantastic day. Leave your support if you want to, whether that's liking the video, commenting what you think, or subscribing here for the latest Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies content. Other than that, make sure you guys have a fantastic day. Goodbye.